Food and Beverage Magazine Live, bringing food and beverage to life with your hosts, James Beard Award winner Jennifer English and Food and Beverage Magazine publisher Michael Politz. Featuring leaders in the hospitality, branded food and beverage, and CPG industries, many of whom are Jennifer and Michael's friends in the business. For an informal and informative conversation where friends in the business share the latest intel, ideas, and best practices. Live, juicy inside scoop from the tastemakers, newsmakers, bread bakers, drink shakers, spoon lickers, clam diggers, farms, foodies, and friends of the food and beverage magazine world. Here are your hosts, Jennifer English and Michael Politz.
Water is life. There is no disputing that fact. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer English, and I am the editor-at-large of Food and Beverage Magazine, and this is Food and Beverage Magazine Live. Today, we're going to take you with our own version of a divining rod, but, well, this one's a sure thing. We know where the great water is, and it is being brought to us in a new subscription company's form. Holstein Water is with us today, and we're really thrilled to have Don Moore, who is one of the company's representatives in the United States, introducing us to a better way to stay healthy. Because not only is water life, water is health. Now, I will disclose right up front, Don, that I'm somebody who survived a rare form of kidney cancer. Nobody knows how important good water is more than me. Thank you for coming and helping me share the load of spreading this word and making people aware of just how critically important water is, and how today we should be paying much more attention to the water we drink than ever before, because frankly, let's just be honest, not all water is created equal. Don, welcome.
You're hired. I mean, you've pretty much just said everything I wanted to say.
I hope you didn't do the kidney cancer thing. That's not a step I recommend, though I do recommend surviving cancer highly. Let's talk a little bit, though, why, you were with us, and again, you're part of our Food and Beverage Magazine Clubhouse tribe, and we love that you're here to talk about what we were chatting online about today with our entire Clubhouse room. I think water is so simple that we may take for granted that we understand its importance. The floor is yours.
What is absolutely amazing to me, first of all, again, everything you said, you're already there, spot on. When I was introduced to Holstein, I was someone who would pretty much drink water out of a hose. Wasn't a big connoisseur of water, wasn't a big fan of water. And not only did they convince me by just simply the legitimacy of the brand and what they're doing, but once I tasted it and once I started drinking it, it was sort of addictive. We'll kind of get into that, but I wanted to touch on something you said. Water is life, and you said why don't we pay more attention to what it is we're drinking? The adult body is 65% water.
Wow.
We spend, I don't know, how much time do we spend at the farmer's market, making sure we're buying non-GMO foods, making sure it's sustainably raised, making sure that we're not eating pesticides. How much time then do we spend thinking about the water that we're consuming? By the time we consume, not everybody drinks tap water, thankfully, but most of the bottled waters are no better. And that's the thing that I learned working with Holstein. Holstein is straight out of the ground. It is unfiltered. It's uncompromised. It is completely pure from the Dockstein Mountain region. Why does this matter? Because the high pH is natural. It's not engineered. So when we talk about other bottled waters, and to your question, why does it matter? Well, because what the high pH waters are doing, most of them, not all of them, most of them, they're engineering the water to be high pH with the addition of sodium.
And when I see that on the bottle and I see that I'm getting the high pH and I know the benefits of it, and I do want to ask you what those are because we want to get everybody up to speed, I'm asking the question, I'm getting it. Does it matter how I get it?
It does matter how you get it, because what matters is you can actually have too much alkaline. You want your body to be at a certain alkalinity, but if you drink, there's a water out there that's 10.3, I think it is. It's too much. So you need to be at an alkaline balance. And we hit right at that 8.3. The 7.9, 8.5 is kind of the range where you want to be, right?
I'm taking notes if you see me looking down, because honestly, this is so vital. I want to get everything and I don't want to miss a thing.
Well, many of our subscribers, many of the people who subscribe, in fact, are cancer survivors, and or they've had some kind of health crisis, a lot of gut issues, that the importance of water, they understand it. So yeah, absolutely.
Let's go back and talk about why alkalinity, well, what alkalinity is, but why it matters.
You know who I would love, who you're gonna meet at some point after this conversation, the family, the Muir family, who are absolutely extraordinary. And I'm not dodging the question other than to say they're going to have a much better answer than I am. But the Muir family started the search for this water over 20 years ago. This has been a private passion of theirs. It's a privately owned company. This is not
how do they even know to look for something? How do they know to look?
Excellent question. That's why you make the big bucks, Jennifer.
Can't you tell?
Because literally, one day, the kids were, I don't know, 8, 9, and 10 or something. It was 20 years ago. And the parents, so Elizabeth and Karl-Heinz, said, we're not going to serve our kids juices and sodas any longer. We're only going to drink water. And, and now that we're saying that, what exactly is in water? So they started just out of sheer passion, searching for the best water. Karl-Heinz had been to a talk about longevity and the importance of hydration. So his passion was piqued from that talk, and Elizabeth Muir happens to be a hydrobiology engineer. So the two of them are, and plus they're out of central casting, I have to tell you. The whole family is over 6 feet tall, absolutely gorgeous, articulate, intelligent. You're waiting for them to burst out in song. I mean, they're pretty amazing.
And a testament to what drinking healthy water will do for you.
Well, Elizabeth will be the first person to tell you that, because she has the most amazing skin and just looks incredible. And it's hydration. But
is it too late for me? Is it too late for me to start drinking better water?
It's never too late. Water is so critical. My God.
I think I do a good job, and I got to tell you, you said you're hired at the beginning. I want to be your before, and I want to be your after.
Well, how about this?
I'm already the before.
I will send you some. How about that? We will get you on the path here, Jennifer. And
I don't. I'm not trying to. That's an awful way, and I don't want people to think I'm like trying to push you to do this. But because I'm having fun with you, and you're making it fun, and you got that great way to make it fun. But I don't want to distract from the point at hand, which is you've got Holstein water, and it's distributed throughout North America in a subscription basis.
And the globe.
And this is not anything that I had ever heard about before.
I will tell you why. And
I'm really curious about how I've missed this, and I was paying attention.
It's subscription only. It's subscription only because it is very rare. The source is limited. It is, as I mentioned, in the base of the Dachstein Mountain in the Austrian Alps. The source is completely sustainable. It does not impact any other water source, which is pretty amazing, right? And so obviously and they harvest only what it naturally produces. They do not pump. They do not force. They do not interfere with the land in any way, shape, or form. Very respectful stewards of the land. But because of everything I just said,
question.
Well, it's limited. So what I want to say is that it's limited to how much it snows or how much it rains. I mean, per season. It's renewable each year, but each season that's as much as there is, right?
But you mentioned the Alps. And if we think about it, Evian water comes from the foot of the Alps. Perrier water comes from underground in France. Some of the most famous waters in the world come from this region. What is about this place on the planet that becomes water central? Why does the greatest water in the world come from here?
I can only speak to the Dockstein Mountain. I can't speak to the other ones. It is the limestone that is unique to that particular area. And so to complete your question from earlier, of how in the world did they find this? After they determined that they wanted the best water in the world, they actually worked with doctors, nutritionists, and scientists to determine what would that be in a blue sky world. What would the best water be versus simply going out and tasting existing waters? After they determined what that was, it's 8 core parameters, which are on our website. I won't bore you with the details. But once they determined those 8 core parameters, they searched the globe. They searched the globe with a hydro engineer looking for the best geography that this water was going to be found in. And they, having searched the globe, and they're from Austria, it wound up being in their backyard. Hilarious.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. So it's the limestone there, because it actually drips through the limestone. It's an 8-year process. So It comes through the limestone and then it bubbles back up under its own pressure, like a big French press, right?
But what's interesting, you told me before that this is a still water and not a bubbly water, and so you would think if it's bubbling up that it would have some, but it's not. It's actually a brilliant still water.
That's why you and I are doing what we do, and they do what they do. Yeah, it's up, but they are starting to work with. There are some restaurants that we were poured in that would like it to be bubbling. We're not ever going to make it that way, other than we are working on a machine that will help that process if that restaurant wants it.
So how many food service operations is it mostly food service operations that take your product, or
the majority is private?
Like me?
The majority is private subscriptions. And we have a few hotels, a few spas. Again, they're on our website. They're international. We have this wonderful, one of the really smart, it's so smart, it's really great, partnerships that we have with Baccarat Hotel in New York. If you are a member of the Baccarat Hotel and you are also a subscriber to Holstein, Holstein will be in your room limitless for the duration of your stay. And you also get the absolute best rate, corporate rate, for your room as well, as part of your membership benefits being with us.
Membership has its benefits. Where can people go to sign up? And let's talk a little bit about the products themselves. Jonathan, do we have pictures of the products that we can flash up while we're talking? Can you give us one of those 3 shots?
We're very simple. We try to keep it simple. We just launched this beautiful bottle, right? It's so gorgeous. I bring it with me to restaurants, and the waiters want to know if I'm serving myself vodka. It's it's 750 milliliter.
Last job.
Right? I don't tell them the truth, actually. It's 750 milliliter, 100% recycled white glass.
Neat.
So that's really cool. So it comes in the 750 milliliter, and it also comes in a 5-gallon BPA-free Triton bottle. So those are your 2 choices, the 5-gallon or the individual bottles. And either way, it's a monthly subscription. Of course, we ask you to sign up for a year. If you have some kind of an issue that you prefer to not, after you try it, we're not completely impossible. There's our lovely 5-gallon bottle.
Oh, wow, that looks great.
Yeah. And plus, it helps your upper body strength to be lifting it up and down on the dispenser.
I love it.
It's Holstein.com. Super simple.
Holstein Water or Holstein.com? Thank
God for you. It's 5:30. What? It's 6 o'clock. I've forgotten even the name of my own website. Holsteinwater.com. Holsteinwater.com. And all the information, we make it very simple. There's a how-to link on there that explains exactly how to order. We have a dispenser, which Jonathan just scrolled past, which is great. There you go.
Oh, that's great. It looks like a chef's toque.
It's so right.
I got to tell you, the thing that we really want to reiterate is you can't have good food without water. if you care about the food you're feeding your family, if you care about it, the cooking you're doing, I'm going to imagine the teas that you're drinking, whether you're getting Genway tea or tea salon teas, you're going to want to pay attention to what is going into it. Good coffee starts with good water. Great baking, everything starts with good water. And good water, we're finding out, comes from the source in the Austrian Alps. It's called Holstein water. I'm in the lobby to make it our official water here at the Food and Beverage Magazine. And I want to thank Don Moore for coming and introducing it to us today.
Thank you, Jennifer. This has been delightful. I really appreciate the talk, and you'll be swimming in it soon.
Now, listen, I got to ask the question. I know that the custom is not to toast when you only have water in your glass, but I say we break that long-standing tradition of not toasting with water, and I'm going to raise my glass. And is there a house toast from the House of Holstein that we can share with everyone who's with us right now?
To your health. Health is wealth.
To your health. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Whether you are thinking about becoming a restaurateur or you are already in the business, Michael Politz has written a must-read, The Food and Beverage Magazine's Guide to Restaurant Success. Pick up your copy today at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, or wherever fine books are sold.
Need a push getting your spirits, wine, or beverage brand into the hands of consumers? Interested in winning medals like a double gold award? Proof Awards 2020, the ultimate beverage competition, can help jumpstart your brand into the hands of beverage buyers. Enter the Proof Awards. Be a part of the Proof Awards marketing campaign with our partner, Food and Beverage Magazine. All of our judges are buyers, and that's what sets our awards program apart from the others. Our judges head the beverage programs for restaurants, bars, nightclubs, casinos, liquor stores, big box retail, and national wine and spirits distributors. Your brand will be tasted by buyers from more than 15 states across the U.S. We have hundreds of categories to choose from at www.proofawards.com. Be seen by 12 million readers with our partner, Food and Beverage Magazine. Get tasted and rated by buyers. The 2020 Proof Awards competition is open for spirits, wine, and beverage brands today. Proof Awards 2020, moving brands into the marketplace. www.proofawards.com.